Hey, welcome to EPN. My name is Victor Lucas, and we bring you the latest in everything cool every single day. Today's rundown is going out to Darius Dane Gurris, who says, "Good beep, Vic. Bring on more EP." I didn't curse there, but this rundown is all yours. Black Panther has just joined the billion-dollar club, so it's no surprise that Disney and Marvel want more. Marvel has finally confirmed something we all knew was coming. The studio is making a sequel to their blockbuster African superhero movie. Speaking with Entertainment Weekly, Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige says that they are absolutely moving forward with Black Panther 2, and they've already started brainstorming ideas for the story, although he didn't reveal what any of those ideas might be.
Let's go!
This is the least surprising news of the year. Black Panther is a smash hit, exceeding expectations to cross more than $1 billion worldwide over the weekend, so a sequel was a no-brainer. It's already the most successful new franchise for Marvel, the biggest movie of the year so far, and also the first Marvel Studios film to stay #1 at the box office for 4 weeks in a row.
Show off.
Expect the lead cast to return for the sequel, although it's unclear if director Ryan Coogler will be back. The sequel will likely claw theaters sometime in the next 2 or 3 years. In the meantime, Chadwick Boseman will next appear as Black Panther in Avengers Infinity War, which arrives next month. Fortnite Battle Royale is about to see a huge battle between the PS4 and the Xbox One. Actually, it's not. Epic Games has confirmed that the recently announced cross-platform multiplayer support for the game will not allow users on the PS4 and Xbox One to play together. First announced last week, the cross-platform support will allow users on consoles, the PC, and even mobile devices to join the same matches. But PS4 users will be locked out of matches with Xbox One users and vice versa. This means you'll be able to have a match with users on the Xbox One, PC, Mac, iOS, and Android, or matches with users on the PS4, PC, Mac, iOS, and Android, but no mixing of the PS4 and Xbox One. Epic Games says this wasn't their idea, and Xbox head Phil Spencer says he'd also like to mix the two systems, which means the decision came from Sony. Sony has been very vocal about their opposition to cross-platform between the PS4 and Xbox One, saying that they don't want to mix the two communities for security reasons, although many gamers and game makers don't buy this excuse and have been pushing Sony to change their mind. Cross-platform will officially roll out in Fortnite Battle Royale in the coming months. As for the new mobile versions, those will also land in the next few months, complete with cross-platform support, and a beta test begins on iOS devices today. Over in an even bigger Battle Royale game, cheaters might be making a comeback in Battlegrounds. Developer Bluehole has been forced to backtrack on some of the new anti-cheating measures they've taken in the game. The anti-cheating measures were released a few weeks ago and made it harder for cheaters to access the game, but unfortunately it also made it harder for everyone else to access the game as well. Users all over the world complained of troublesome compatibility issues and other weird glitches when trying to log on, whether they were trying to cheat or not, creating a storm on social media. Bluehole had first stated that they were going to keep the anti-cheating measures in place despite the problems, but over the weekend they relented and released a new patch that disables them altogether. This means the game can once again be accessed by everyone, which of course includes all the cheaters that created the problem in the first place. Bluehole says they're continuing to work on new anti-cheating measures, which hopefully won't be as problematic. Gamers who hate loot boxes and microtransactions have claimed another victory thanks to State of Decay 2. The upcoming sequel to the 2013 zombie survival game will not have any in-game microtransactions. That's according to Jeff Strain, studio head of developer Undead Labs, who tells IGN that they decided against using microtransactions in both the PC and Xbox One versions of the game. This is somewhat surprising given that microtransactions have pretty much become a given in other online games, although it's not hard to see why Undead Labs wants to avoid them. Microtransactions have been the focus of a huge controversy following the disastrous launch of EA's Star Wars Battlefront II, with users accusing the game of being pay to win and prompting politicians all over the world to take a serious look at regulating microtransactions and loot mechanics. Thankfully, State of Decay 2 will avoid the controversy altogether, and several other developers have already made the same decision. State of Decay 2 launches in May. Apple is turning the page with a big new acquisition. The tech giant has bought the digital magazine subscription service Texture, which is basically Netflix for magazines. Users pay a flat, all-you-can-eat monthly subscription fee and then have access to more than 200 different magazines, and the service is available on iOS devices, along with Android devices and Amazon Kindles. Apple hasn't said if they'll continue the service on rival platforms, and they also haven't said how much they paid for the company. As for why they're buying them in the first place, Apple says that Texture has emerged as one of the world's most important names in publishing, so Apple sees this as a way to support quality journalism and magazines with engaging stories. This also allows Apple to take a much bigger step into online content creation. The company has publicly voiced their intention to create more original content, which includes print, television, feature films, and other media. And with all the money Apple has in the bank, buying content creators and publishers like Texture seems like an obvious way to do it. Don't be surprised if you see more acquisitions like this in the future. You'll soon be able to finish the fight against Nazis who have taken over America. The third and final batch of DLC for Wolfenstein II, the new Colossus, lands tonight on the PC, PS4, and Xbox One. Known as The Deeds of Captain Wilkins, the DLC will see players embark on a dangerous new mission with the U.S. Army's renowned hero, Captain Gerald Wilkins, where you'll journey to Nazi-occupied Alaska in order to destroy a deadly new superweapon. There will be plenty of snowy new locations, weapons, and enemies to encounter, and given that this is the final add-on included in the Season Pass, hopefully it will end things with a bang. Developer Machine Games hasn't announced what they're working on next, but since the new Colossus was a success both critically and commercially, don't be surprised if a sequel deploys in the next few years.
Yes, motherfucker.
In related news, Wolfenstein publisher Bethesda Softworks is expanding. They've bought Austin, Texas-based developer Battlecry Studios, renaming them Bethesda Game Studios Austin. The team has worked on the recent ports of Bethesda games like Skyrim and Doom, but their biggest project so far is the self-titled online melee combat game Battlecry. That game is actually rumored to be canceled, but Bethesda must have still been impressed with what the team can do. In a statement, they say that the developers at Battlecry are extremely talented and they know that they can do great things together. They haven't said what they're working on next. That wraps us up for the rundown. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back again tomorrow with EP Live, so make sure you come back for that and watch some of the other content that we've made. And if you dig it, hit subscribe, that little bell, and if you're so inclined, that sponsorship button too.